Hello, I'm Dr. Hilary Jones, and I'm inviting you to get fit, shape up, feel good, and lose a bit of weight. It's going to be easy, it's going to cost no more than the price of this video, and, most important of all, it's going to be fun.
As a doctor, I can think of so many health reasons why physical activity is good for you, quite apart from the way it makes you feel. We know that it burns up the fat from our bodies, and it also reduces cholesterol, so bad for our heart and lungs. It improves the digestion, it reduces stress, it lowers the blood pressure, and for women, it goes a long way to alleviating painful periods and premenstrual problems. I'm not a fitness fanatic, I really haven't got time to be. But when I exercise regularly, I feel better, I work better, and believe it or not, I can more or less eat what I want.
One of the main reasons that so many diets fail is that most people forget that diets work probably 3 times faster if exercise is stepped up at the same time. Now, some people are born with a big frame, so weight can be more of a problem. But with exercise, you can not only look fitter, but become slimmer and trimmer, even if you stay at the same weight. Sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? But I'm going to show you how.
The best news of all is that you're not going to find this too difficult. I'm not going to bully you with painful overexertion, and I won't put you off for life. It shouldn't work like that. Get fit my way, and I'll show you that whatever your weight now, you'll be much healthier, much lighter, and much happier within 3 to 4 weeks.
I'm going to show you how to do it without spending any money at all. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. I won't be able to do this because it'll mean going to a class or a gymnasium where other people will see me and I'll feel self-conscious and embarrassed. Well, you won't, because there's nothing that I'm going to show you that you can't do at home, in the house, without anyone needing to see you at all.
So, here we are. Now, obviously, no two people are the same. We're all made differently, with different shapes and sizes, different heights and weights, different coloured hair and different personalities. And some people, no matter how much they diet, they'll always return to their individual set weight. It's almost as if the body has its own self-regulating level, which it will always return to, no matter what we subject it to. Now, the 5 people in my exercise class all have 1 or 2 individual problem areas which they specifically want toned up. So we'll be finding out how to trim thighs, how to streamline hips, to flatten the tummy, to trim down the arms and shoulders, to shape up the bust, and taper down the calves and ankles. And if you at home haven't got at least one of those problems, you're either kidding yourself or you're in very good shape indeed and shouldn't be watching this video. Now, you won't see the shape of your body change overnight, and there's no point weighing yourself religiously every day. But what you can do, though, is to jot down your measurements on a piece of paper to start with. So let's ask Sam here to do just that. We're going to jot down her waist size in inches, the circumference of the hips, and the thighs, and the calves, and the bust. So you at home, scribble down your measurements, make a note of how much you weigh, and put that piece of paper away out of sight for 3 whole weeks. And in 21 days' time, you're going to get that piece of paper out again, check your measurements, making sure you measure them at the same place, weigh yourself again, and you're going to be very favourably surprised. Right, that's enough talking. Let's have a bit of action. The first thing we need is a gentle warm-up. We need to get the blood flowing to those muscles and get the heart and lungs really working. Now, this is a good, all-round 5-minute warm-up, so follow me.
Well, can you feel your heart beating? Is it a little faster? Try here at the wrist. Bit faster? Good. That means you're already exercising your heart, and that's the most important muscle in your body. And how's your breathing? Bit out of breath? Well, that's good, because your lungs are working harder to send more oxygen to your muscles. It proves it must be working.
OK, so now you're all nicely warmed up, and those muscles in specific problem areas of the body are ready for a bit of gentle stretching. Now, you've got to reach this stage because it's horrible doing those special exercises when you're cold and disinterested. Now, one area that I know everybody finds difficult to keep in trim are the abdominal muscles, the tummy muscles. How to keep that tummy nice and trim and strong and flat. Well, joining me here now is Linda, sitting at that desk in the office, doesn't do much to keep the stomach strong, and probably housework as well. It's tough work, it's hard work, but it does nothing for the abdominal muscles, of which there are 3 main groups. So we're going to go through a routine which is always tough. Tummy muscles do ache when they're worked and exercised, but we'll try and keep it simple. We'll try and do it slowly. See if you can keep up with us. The routine's about 5 minutes long. And the first thing we're going to do is just some simple stretching exercises. Legs wide apart, arms stretched up to the ceiling, and then just bending over to one side and then the other.
Don't worry if you can't do the whole routine in one go. Just build up gradually and you'll get there. What the stomach muscle exercises do is it burns up the fat where it counts most, just here. So remember, for a flat stomach, shed some weight, tighten some muscles. Begin with just a few repetitions and build up gradually. Work on all 3 muscle groups. Don't expect overnight miracles. Muscles will ache long before you see a difference, so keep going. And eat little and often. Now, most people would agree that a nice, firm, rounded bottom is better than a flabby, jelly-like one. The trouble is that most of us spend several hours a day sitting on our behind. The good news is that it's one of the most powerful muscles in the body, pulling our legs backwards and upwards. It responds well to exercise, so it's a very rewarding area to concentrate on. And with me here is Sam, who's a sales manager. So your time is divided between either driving in the car, sitting in one of those uncomfortable car seats, or at the office sitting at a desk, which isn't great for the buttock muscles. They need a blood supply and they need to be worked. So we're going to go through a short routine to tighten up those buttock muscles here at the back, and so that we can lift the buttocks and get them into a better shape. Okay, so we're going to start with a very easy routine. This is what the babies do. straighten up, chest out, buttocks tight. Feel good? Great. So to improve your bum, remember, it responds well to exercise. It's not designed for sitting on. Female hormones lay down fat on the bottom. Low-fat diet is important. For every hour spent sitting, do 30 seconds of lunges in your routine and tighten the buttocks on your chair at work. Now, Lee, correct me if I'm wrong, but you've told me that your particular problem area is arms. Can you pinch an inch here underneath? How thick is that inch? OK, so we're going to concentrate on arms exercises, the triceps muscles at the back here, biceps at the front, the deltoids, the trapezius muscles, and the pectoralis muscles at the front of the chest here, which makes the bust stand out more. OK? Now, first of all, occupation's very important. Now, you're a secretary, and it's very easy to sit at a desk, slouched over, get round-shouldered. Very easy to do that. So posture's the first thing, and you've got to exercise with the right posture. Now, the first thing is to stand feet apart slightly, chin straight ahead so that the neck is straight from the hairline down to the shoulder blades. Stick the chest out, stick the tummy in, get the curve in the small of the back, get the bottom tight, and then we're ready to begin. So let's start with hands, one over the other, and then thrust backwards. OK. Feel those muscles pull front of the chest. inches.
Okay.
One more.
Excellent. How are your arms?
Not too bad.
Good.
So remember, you don't need to do any heavy work. Practice at the office or in front of the TV. Swimming is excellent. Running, cycling and jogging sheds fat from the arms too. Also, that low-fat diet is important.
Now, another area of particular concern are the lower legs, the ankles and the calves. Now, Anne here is a doctor's receptionist. Now, I know that's a tough job. You spend a lot of time walking around, getting notes out, going back and forth to those troublesome doctors and those troublesome patients. And one area that you have difficulty with, I know, are bulky calves, big ankles, sometimes a bit of swelling around those ankles, swollen feet, that kind of thing. And that's common to a lot of people. Now, we need to work those muscles in the lower legs. They're only small muscles, they're fairly dainty, but they need work. Another thing that a lot of women like yourself do is they totter